Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Well, good afternoon, people. We are here today on a Sunday.
Beautiful Sunday today.
Not a
Nice
beautiful
and
day.
sunny, 80 degrees.
It ain't beautiful up here, my friend. We've been going through some mess, man. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, man. The rain hit about 3 o'clock or 3:30, and that woke me up. Crap was the wind was picked up, man. My trees were all laying on the ground, and it was gone, man. That wind was horrible out here, and it's still going. I'm looking up at the through my skylight now. I can see my trees and stuff. They just it's going all over the place. And last night, man, it was gusting up to almost 40-some miles an hour. And shoot, man, I'm sitting up in here thinking, man, one of these trees gonna fall down and hit my house and stuff. I said, oh my God, here, what's going on? But we knew this thing was coming, and they had predicted that we might have some tornado conditions and stuff here. So we haven't had any tornadoes, but man, that wind is something else. But that rain came down. Oh man, it came down. It was coming down in sheets. Bad weather, and it's still bad, and it's supposed to get cold up here next week. This is highly unusual for this time of year here in Georgia. Highly unusual. We're usually starting to get warm, not in the 80s and stuff and everything, but we usually like in the 60s and stuff, maybe 70s sometime. And people are getting right, starting to do early planting and everything for their crops so they can get 2 crops in for the year. And it hasn't happened. And they said that we're supposed to get down into the high teens and stuff next week, at least for about 2 days. I think Tuesday and Wednesday or something like that. I don't know. But there's some strange stuff going on. That polar vortex coming down.
Yeah, usually this time of year we get a lot of rain.
Yeah. Well, we got some rain last night. We got some rain. You're not getting any rain, huh? We got some rain last night, man. It poured last night for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then it just slowed down, but it kept raining until this morning. Woo. My governor here just got slapped in the face, our Republican governor. They had some FEMA funds that he had not spent yet, and he actually Trump administration and stuff to give him a couple more months and everything to spend the money. And the administration told him, hell no, we ain't letting you do nothing. They took the money back from him. He's a Republican now. Well, yeah.
What an idiot. Your governor is an idiot.
Huh?
Your governor is an idiot.
Well, his name is Kemp. And he
that's his name, Kim?
Kemp, yeah. Governor Kemp, yeah.
He had that money to give to those people.
Yeah, he wanted to. There's still there's still some people down in southern Georgia who supposed to be getting some more money to help them to fix up their properties and stuff and everything because they haven't had a chance to do anything yet. So he asked for a special length, extend the amount of time that to get the money and everything for those people. And the Trump administration told them, no, hell no, you can't have that. He slapped him upside his head. Bap!
Well, you know what
No,
our governor said here in Florida, right?
no, I'm
He
waiting to hear.
said, the president is right. We should close FEMA. Now, we are the most, besides California, I think we use FEMA more than anybody in the country.
Absolutely, you do.
Crazy.
Yep, I know. They just, man, it seems like since his first term and everything, he has kind of taken these Republican governors and representatives and just took their nuts from him. That's the best I can say because they don't have, they don't, they don't,
He didn't clip
they
them.
don't, they don't ride, huh?
What you saying? He didn't clip them?
Yeah, he done clipped them, man. He done clipped all of them because they don't have it. They took their nuts, you know, that they ain't got nothing. and you hear all the time from the people in the Senate and the people in the House, the Democrats, keep telling them that you useless fuckers on the other side. Excuse my French people. You sitting there looking at us and telling us, yeah, he's wrong, but you won't do nothing about it. The only one that did anything about it was my boy there, Mr. McConnell. He did vote no on a couple of things, but I don't, and didn't hardly any of them rise up again. And all them some of guys now is catching hell from their people. Girlfriend up there in Alaska, Murkowski and stuff and everything. She tried to get them to stop getting rid of the FBI agents and stuff who were up there in her country, up in her state, because she said that they were needed. And also the forest people up there were needed and everything for the upcoming tourist season. And that they don't have anybody to run the forest places and stuff, that they're going to be closed down, which is going to affect the tourism. So she's telling them stop firing all them people. Well, he turned a deaf ear to him. Girl up there in Maine and stuff and everything, her people is screwed up. And she trying to tell him, yeah, you can't get rid of all these people up here. You know, our tourism and stuff depends upon these forest rangers and stuff being here, and he ain't care. Kiss our butt. We cutting it.
He's a traitor, bro. He's a traitor.
Well,
agent.
And we keep repeating this all the time. You cannot let a bully you. If you let a bully you, he's gonna keep on bullying you until you don't have anything. And now I guess they done Johnson trying to push some budget and stuff and everything through the House. That is, man, it's they said that budget is devastating. So he talking about giving up almost $6 trillion in tax cuts for those billionaires. $6 trillion in cuts. And some of that stuff, most of it is not being paid back because the cuts that he is asking to do for programs and stuff here in this country don't even come close to $1 trillion. Don't even come close. So he's talking about putting this country another $5 trillion in debt.
That's what he does, bro. He believes in debt.
Hey, and I don't know how
he told everybody. He said, "Hey, I love that."
Yeah, well, they got some deficit hawks and stuff supposed to be in the Republicans because from every president, from when Obama was in office and when Trump got in office, they were deficit hawks, man. They wouldn't let them do anything. Anytime you talking about adding something to that budget, send that deficit up and everything, these folks went absolutely berserk. But lately, you haven't heard anything from these deficit hawks. None of them. They ain't said nothing. Or they saying something and everything, but they saying it behind under their breath. We don't like that. But I don't know, man. I'm waiting until March the 14th when they have to pass this budget and stuff and everything to see what the heck these Republicans and stuff do. They did right before Christmas and stuff, and everything rose up. The Republican did and told Trump that they wasn't going to give him that unlimited debt ceiling back in December. So maybe those same folks are still around and they just haven't opened their mouth and they're just waiting until the time arrives when their votes needed and everything, and then they figure out some kind of way, or somebody else takes the brunt of the criticism and stuff from, because if they don't do it and stuff, he gonna put them son of guns on blast and talk about them, and y'all need to get rid of them, and we don't need them in Congress because they're not helping me. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm waiting to see. I am waiting to see. I am waiting to see. So I have no idea, Ted, what these court cases is doing. I have no idea what the heck going on here. It's a whole lot of mess out there, and man, he's got a whole lot of stuff going on. There's a whole bunch of court cases going on, and I don't see how anybody is keeping up with them, because it seems like everybody is filing court cases. They got the Federal Workers Union, they filing a court case. They got the governors and stuff. They got stuff going on, and they filing stuff in their states and everything, and their legislative branch. The attorney generals and stuff, they're filing the cases and stuff there and everything. The FBI agents and stuff and everything, they file cases against them and all that to keep that from going on. Man, this how you gonna keep up with all that chaos? How do you keep up? I don't know.
FAFO. F around and found out. We tried to tell them. But here's what I want to talk about. You can, I know you got more stuff.
No, I ain't got more stuff. You go ahead. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Well, last night I was talking about the Black Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through their things. They have a little something about urban renewal development, but nothing really in detail. Mostly they're promoting jobs and DEI, getting people jobs, and that's wonderful. Talking about race relations and getting rid of racism. You ain't gonna get rid of racism, I'm sorry. So I looked at the National Black Business Commerce. They're just as bad, bro. They're just as bad. Now, it's supposed to be about business. Now, obviously, you must have to be a member in order to find out who these businesses they're supposed to be representing, right? Because I know that when I was on the board here locally, they came out and we did a big function. And they were very professional. However, you go on their site and there's no businesses listed. You would think on your site, their website, will have tons and tons of Black businesses. Now, according to the Small Business Administration, with their statistics, 2024, there's Black-owned businesses, there's 3.5 million, almost 3.6 million Black-owned businesses. And they employ over 1.2 million people. That's not enough, Ed. That's not enough. 3.5, more than 3.6 businesses million. We should have 10 million businesses. 10 million businesses. There are right now, I researched and found out which ones are the most prevalent as far as what Black people own. Most businesses are either 5 or less, 501 ownership. There are 375,000 business restaurants in this country that's Black owned, which is not bad. 375, it should be a million, but 375,000, that's not bad. However, retail, very little retail businesses. A lot of service and health. Health services, that's the number one. So I'm looking here and I'm saying their total is about $225 billion. That's a drop in the bucket, 225 billion. And these standards, now going on, because we are the lowest on the lowest totem pole. The Asians is not near as populated as we are, and they're over us as far as businesses and gross income in their businesses. Not near as populated as we are. The Latinos, who's only been really here in this country for the last 30 years, before that it was only about 20 or 30 million. Now it's over 75 up towards 100 million Latinos. They're over us. It's sad, bro. We have not promoted to our people, you need to start a business. You like jewelry? Open up a jewelry company. You like clothes? Open up a clothing store. You like fixing cars? Open up a maintenance car. You drive up and down the main thoroughfare, Ed, and I'm telling you, you can drive down like I talked about this before. If you drive down, there's a main thoroughfare called 60 or Brandon Boulevard, and it must be about 30 different car maintenance places. Some of them are franchises, some of them are independently owned. Tons of restaurants, a few retail stores. Most people now, not all, but a lot of people, put their retail stores and the franchises in the malls. But the point is, what I'm saying is, the thing is that it's very hard for a Black person to open up a business. You have to navigate very carefully. That means you have to be inclusive in your employment to get the business. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be all Black owned and all Black employed, but we go in the stores and places of business, all white owned. and give them our business. But a lot of white folks won't do that. I'm just being truthful and honest. So we have to, the main thing that's keeping us down is that we're not opening up businesses. I just told you that we only got 3.5 million, almost 3.6 million jobs, and most of them is two-person owned, husband and wife, and only employ 135, 1.2 million people, 1.3 million people. That's not enough. And then we wonder why our kids can't find jobs, Ed. We got to depend on the YT people to give us a job.
Yes, sir.
Our kids graduate from high school or college, we got to go somewhere and go find a job.
You got to go to them.
And they're giving their kids jobs, they're giving their friends jobs, all of that. And hey, that's their prerogative. Now, some of these people are getting government contracts. That's a different story. You're getting taxpayer dollars. You should be hiring all kind of people. But you got a lot of these people just hey, a family-owned business that has a restaurant, they have the right to hire whoever they want to. And if you get in there and you start working for them, hey, that's because you're a good worker and they like you and what have you. But the point is, we're falling behind in the business, man. That's the only thing that it don't take no college degree to have a business, bro. You just got to be self-taught and learn. It's too many organizations out there to help you get your business off the ground. Too many. So I'm really disappointed, and I'm gonna tell you, it starts at the head. And these congressional people should get off their butt to stop talking about all these little culture things that these other people are interested in. That's fine. You can work on that too. But your main thing should be in your district is to find out who wants to start a business and how can I help you? What kind of government assistance can I give you? Who do I know to help you get that business off the ground? I'm upset, man. I'm upset. This is crazy. I remember when I was a little kid, 12, 13 years old, riding the bus up and down Chicago. I used to drive up and down all these main streets, man. I didn't see nothing but black businesses. Corner stores, cleaners, restaurants, mechanic shops, all that. Probably ain't there now, but I'm just saying when I was a kid. That was in the 60s. Something's wrong here, man. We've lost our way. The name of the game in this country is having your own business. And when I look at these statistics, man, this is horrible. A little more than $200 billion? And some of them people make that in a quarter. They laughing at us, bro. Yeah, you got a lot of people making $30 million, $50 million, $60 million of these athletes and all that. You got these entertainers making, every time they go out in a concert, they make $20 million, $30 million and all that kind of craziness. And all that's wonderful for them. What should we do? What can we do? I don't get it. How do you tell these? It begins at the top, man. These Congress people have the know-with-all. They have the resources to get these businesses off the ground. Those people that want to open up businesses. And those people that thinking about working and doing careers, well, how can you change that career into a business for yourself? If you're a plumber or a carpenter, if you're a welder, if you're an accountant. Now, lawyers, they already know how to do that. That's no problem. You just open up your firm and get your firm going. Engineers, probably the same thing. I don't get it. And then they say we have a shortage of farmers. How come that? What's going on with that? We got 60 people right now that's in Congress and in the Senate. Over 60 people, 67 to be exact. And we got tons of state representatives all over the country. There's no excuse, bro. There is no excuse. And then when you see a black national, and I'm going off, I'm telling you, these commerce businesses, you got your black Congress businesses and all that. These people are not doing their job, man. Ain't nowhere in the world we should be only doing two. They already said that right now we're like in the top 7 or 8 in total revenue, black people. Almost $2 trillion in the world. Our revenue is more than France almost, equivalent to France. The money we make. Germany is not even 3 trillion. And here we are almost at 2 trillion GDP. Something's wrong with this. Something's wrong here, bro.
I usually hate to be a person who just keeps on harping on the fact that we blaming other people and stuff and everything and other ethnic groups and everything for our shortfall. But at some point in time, we have to, if we want to get things and stuff done, and you're talking about open up a business and stuff, where the first thing that most people and stuff are going to be looking for is the capital to do it. Where are you going to get it from?
There you
And
go.
you just spoke about the fact that the Trump them cutting out the Small Business Administration. So all they done close off that spigot. So, and it was already not only coming out to our folks and stuff in a little
1%
and everything, boop, boop, every now, every little drop, got a little drop here, got a little drop there, and now he's cutting off the drop. So where do we get the capital, first of all, to start up our businesses and everything? And when you dry up that capital and you don't have anybody to loan you any money and stuff, then you got to go to the folks and stuff who are the billionaires and whatever who are in charge of these financial institutions and stuff who loan us money.
The banks won't loan a lot of these black folks' businesses. And the reason is, and I'm gonna tell you the reason is, first of all, you have to be in business for 2 years. Second of all, you have to have revenue, so many quarters, positive revenue. And you have to have assets. So the point is that the thing is, where you get some of these basketball, football players, they have capital. They have a little something to start with, a few million to start with their business. And, they're not going to put all their money into the business that they want to have, but let's say they might have $3 million or $5 million to work with. Well, $3 to $5 million is a lot of money to be working with. because number one, you can set up your businesses correctly and all that. You know, we got stories of a lot of athletes and entertainers that started businesses and very successful in the cosmetic business and the franchise business and that kind of thing. However, we ain't talking about them. We're talking about your average Joe Blow. Those are the ones that need to get the business going that's in their community. What's needed in your community that you can start a business that people need and want? And this is not a blame on nobody. I'm just saying, I mean, the only people that I blame is, you know, as far as if you want to blame anybody, is I'm going to blame Congress and the Senate because they are what they call themselves is the Black Caucus, meaning that the whole thing is for the Black community. Although they are for the whole district who they represent. But obviously, not all people, all Black folks represent majority Black people, but most of them represent majority of Black people because of gerrymandering. Am I right here? Am I right or wrong?
In some areas, yes, and in some areas, probably not. I got a real deep issue and stuff here and stuff there because I'm gonna go back to that access to capital. And I wanted to get a loan to rehab one of my properties. I don't Everybody that I have to go to and everything is white. These white institutions. I just got to go to them. There is no Black institution, and we just did some research on it about the institution. And the largest Black bank is sitting there in Boston, and heck, they don't. Their total assets is not even $1 billion. It's not. It hasn't even got up to $1 billion. So and with all the people that are coming there to access their bank and everything, all their assets and stuff is probably already loaned out. So where else do we have to go to find our capital? And I'm at a loss like everyone else is. The place I got to go to is to the man. I got to go to him and access his capital so I can go ahead and rehab my property. But I'm like this. I don't want to have to go to him. I want to have either my own money to do it with, or I'm going to have to be able to go to my folks and stuff and everything and let them make that 8-9% interest and stuff off the money that I'm planning on borrowing. But I don't have that opportunity. So I'm at a crossroad, and I'm pretty sure that now I'm talking about my situation and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of other Black businesses and stuff out there that have the same problem. They don't have access to capital. They don't have that money. And I've been looking at these YouTube videos and stuff, and sometimes someone do something and stuff on Black farmers and stuff who are down in the South and in the North Carolina and mostly down in Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana, because most of those folks and stuff down there, they have Black folks and stuff and everything who gotten into uh, the farming of chickens, animals, or hogs or whatever. And they're showing and stuff that these people are desperate and stuff about doing this. They create these farms and stuff, and the people that buy their product and everything, which is the chickens, are telling them how they should grow their chickens, what they should spend their money on for their chickens. And they're doing this so they can keep this business because they are the only ones that they can sell their chickens to. And Purdue and the other large chicken folks and stuff who take chickens and stuff and everything, they have successfully bankrupt the black farmers. They successfully done it. They have sat down there, and these people, I'm sitting there looking at these folks and everything. They don't have the capital, so a lot of them and stuff have taken their farms and stuff and used them as collateral to build these chicken farms or these hog farms. And they have huge places and stuff and everything, but they get loans and stuff from these huge chicken producers. And what they do with them and everything is that they borrow the money from them to do their improvements to get their building and stuff done. And by the time they get ready to start reaping a profit off of there, and they pay off their loan, these folks come back to them and say, hey, you got to, they know when they're getting ready to pay off the loan. So they come back to them and say, hey, now you got to add some more stuff to your thing. We don't want your chickens unless you put some expensive $100,000 or $200,000 unit and stuff inside your chicken houses and everything. If you don't do that and everything, we're not going to buy your chickens. So it's the systemic way of what happened in this right after folks got out of slavery. They got these people out there, and you have to go back to the man to get everything you need. And they have successfully kept their foot down upon our necks and stuff. And I feel for these farmers and stuff that they work hard. And anybody who worked for 4 or 5 years and do whatever we getting up early in the morning and working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, so they can get out of debt and everything. And then somebody get out of debt, somebody's coming down there beating them over the head. Now, this is not only happening to the black farmers and stuff now. It's the same thing is going on with some of those white farmers and stuff in those red states. They're feeling that same crunch that these people and stuff are feeling and stuff down there. So it's not the fact that it's a racial thing. It's those venture capitalists, those Wall Street greeders, some of guys who just gotta keep making that money that they just have to keep their foot on the poor folks' necks. Hopefully one day these black farmers and these white farmers and stuff will realize that they're all in the same boat. They're all in the same boat. And you need to get together because these rich folks and stuff now, they are running what the heck is going on. The folks who are in the billionaire classes and stuff, they're running this country now. They own the United States. We're looking at these Latino folks and everything who are being thrown out of this country, who Trump is dogging out and everything now, and you seeing a lot of them coming up and saying, "Man, maybe we should have stayed with the black folks and and work together to try to beat this man down. We thought we could go with him, and we were going to be okay because we almost like him, but they didn't realize that." If you got that skin color and it's dark, he don't care nothing about you guys. He don't care. He divided them and he conquered us. So there's 100 million of them out there, just like you just said, but they just running off and saying, well, I don't care. Well, the chickens have come home to roost, as Malcolm X used to say. The chickens is coming home to roost. And these folks is realizing, and it's almost too late for them. So you looking at our representatives and stuff up there in Congress, We got, you said 67 of them in the Congressional Black Caucus. And there's a lot of other Democrats up there that's supposed to be thinking like-minded, but they can't do anything unless they can get one or two or maybe three of those Republicans on the other side of that aisle to join them in that fight. So my thing to them is that if we got to get something done so we can stop this whole mess that's going on, so we can start at least doing something to help our people, because they can't do nothing to help these folks and stuff out there who are suffering right now because they don't have any power to do anything at all. But just like you said, nobody is saying anything. All they doing is letting the few women stand up, black women stand up and try to beat these folks over the head and try to tell them what the heck going on and everything. And the rest of them folks are sitting around and getting their butt whooped and trying to just, well, we need to figure out what we're going to do. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, we in trouble. You knew the man was coming into power November the 5th. Right after that, the 6th, you knew he was going to be in charge. So in what, 1, 2, 3, 4 months, you couldn't have got together a plan to do something? I don't know. But I'm getting back to that same thing, Terry. If you got like-minded people out there and stuff, I would think that starting right, just like we talked about before, you start down there in your local area, go to those folks and stuff who are hurting just like you are. Find those folks and stuff who think and are getting beat up just like you are and band together and do something. There's some folks over there in Alabama, white folks and stuff, rednecks, or whatever you want to call them and stuff. They're in the same situation that these black folks are. You need to go over there and knock on these folks' doors and say, hey, man, he whooping me just like he whooping you. What can we do to get together and do something to help ourselves? I would think that somebody would want to do that. But everybody is so sitting all day, he's creating chaos. And just like you and I were sitting there talking about, we don't know what the heck to talk about. There's so much mess going on. We don't know what to talk about. He's created chaos. He's successfully created chaos. Even with the news people. We don't know what to talk about. And
they're scared to correct their little.
Yeah. And most of them, they throw out. I'm sitting there looking at this lady up there who's in the White House, and she's telling these people, if you don't do what we tell you to do, you can't come into our building. We're not going to let you come in. You're not going to be part of the news corporation. What? And the rest of them just sit there. I got to stay here. We got to stay here. Now, if that wench had said that and them people were all together, every last one of them should have got up en masse and walked out that door.
Absolutely.
But they didn't. They sat there and took it.
Absolutely.
En masse. They should have got up and walked out. If you don't have nobody to sit down there because Breitbart and Fox is the only ones sitting there at your news place and everything, hey.
Here's the thing. You had 6 lawyers quit because they was not going to go against the Constitution or the law for that mayor in New York. 6 of them quit. Now that's guts. Now you got these news people come up because see, that right there tells you these people, these news people, you got to get some balls.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and let that lady sit there and lie to you
and lie to you and tell you untruth and just and know she lying and don't say anything. And then when somebody does try to say something and everything, the rest of them sit there and just listen to her beat them over the head.
instead of rebelling.
Absolutely. All of them should have got them walked out.
Standing up. Wait a minute. Hold it. Instead of all of them in mass. Why aren't they doing that? I don't understand that. It behooves me that they would allow this to happen. If you're going to stop this, they got their little cushy jobs making $75,000 to $150,000, and so they don't want to lose because they got mortgages, they got car notes, they got kids in school and all that stuff. But hey, this right here is for democracy. Now you signed over to be a journalist. Journalists supposed to be for fairness, the truth, and correct data. So they losing all their credibility.
Every bit of it. Sitting there just like bumps on the log and watching it, that white-haired blonde bitch sit there and just spit on them. If she's spitting on one of them, she's going to spit on the rest of y'all because she did tell them, you don't like it, get out. We're not going to be here. When she said that and they didn't get up, she knew she can whoop them again. And she's going to keep on doing it. She's going to keep on whooping them. You don't print what we want you to print, you can't come up in here. That should have been a battle cry for every last one of them sitting down there, even Fox News. You don't tell us what the hell to print. You just tell us what the heck going on. You all don't print that it's the Gulf of America. You can't come up in here. I'm about ready to fire Google. Turn in my Google stuff. Everything I got of them to turn them in. They just got me over a barrel right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get away from them some guys. And I'm going to cancel every damn thing I got. Damn them. They're going to sit there and make me look at the Gulf of America when it's supposed to be the Gulf of Mexico because Trump said so. He ain't my president. He don't represent nobody that I know. I'm sorry, people. I got to say it. But if they censor me out, hey, so be it. Hey, somebody got to stand up. That man has no right to sit down there and do that. He has no right to sit over there and tell this country that we're going to take you away. He has no right to tell Canada, well, you need to be our 51st state. If some people want to be our 51st state, then let them come over here and be our 51st state. You don't tell nobody you're going to do that. You don't tell nobody over there in the Ukraine and stuff, if you don't give me your raw materials and stuff and everything, we ain't going to fight for you. We're going to take our military away and we won't give you any of our money. Who do you think you are? You're going to tell somebody that I'm going to meet Putin they're in Gaza or one of them Arab countries and stuff and everything, and we're going to have a meeting and stuff to discuss what we're going to do with your country. And you can't be there. We're going to discuss what we're going to happen in your country. You can't be there. And then the balls of that knucklehead man to sit down there and stand up there in front of them there go people, they're going to have to pull a George Bush on him and stuff and everything. And when he was doing that speech and that man threw his sandal at him and stuff, and he had to duck when he got over there in that country. They pulled his shoe off and threw it at him. I'd pull my shoe off and threw it at him.
I guarantee you he won't be back there again.
Oh, hell no. They not even invited him back there. He can't be. But how dare you stand out there and tell
they was just they was shocked and amazed because
I guess
everybody was sort of kind of diplomatic, and then the German prime minister came up there and went off on him a little bit. He was still calm and cool and collected, but he was upset.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna see what happens, Ted. But what's your final word, man? We're about to end here already, man. This stuff is going by quick, man. This time. You got anything else you want to talk about?
3.5 million people, almost 3.6 million businesses. We got to raise it up to 10 million businesses. 10 million is the goal. And collectively, find partnerships. Open up a business. But make sure you find protection too, because you got to have protection, because these white folks, these white tea folks and these knuckleheads, they try to destroy your business. This one guy, I saw a story. I don't know exactly where it was. I think it was in Texas. I have to look that up again. But he was building a hotel. Real nice. You can tell he was looking at it and he was building the hotel, right? And somebody came in there and vandalized it. Cost him $1.5 million. They cut all the wiring and everything. Businesses come with security. You have to have security. That means armed guards. You got to have 24-hour security. See, that's the thing that what's going on now. Nowadays you can't just have a business. You got to have security. You got to have all kind of stuff. All kind of alarms and everything else, because these people sabotage you. We ought to learn that. The Oklahoma massacre.
Treat it just like your
when you are successful.
Treat it just like your home. You got to protect it.
Yeah, when you are successful, these people will come at you. That means your own kind will come at you because they're jealous and they want it. The knuckleheads will come at you, and obviously, you got these racist people that don't want black folks to have nothing. So, when you have a business, there is a cost. And you got to factor that in, security. That's why we was talking about Alicia Keys. She talking about raising $1 billion. Well, you're going to need another $1 billion because you're going to have those people have security. And you're probably going to have to pay off those people that ride around in their cars.
One light note to us folks and stuff here and everything, to give somebody some hope that there are some good things and stuff that are going on. I happened to come across an article on one of my news folks and everything, and they were talking about the U.S. aid and how the U.S. aid was being cut off by the Trump administration, and that there were a lot of people suffering because the aid was being cut off, and a lot of staple items and stuff were not being shipped out to these countries and stuff who needed these items and stuff and everything for basic living, for their food source. And there's just so happened that there is one of the staple items that they were talking about was rice. Now, China and Korea and Asia are not the only people who use rice as a staple item and stuff in their diet. There are plenty of countries and stuff in the continent of Africa who have rice as their staple diet. But in a lot of those countries and stuff, because of the consumption of rice, they have to import rice from other countries. to help feed their people. And one of those items that the U.S. aid did give out was rice and stuff to some of these countries and stuff in Africa. Well, in 2022, this little small country in Africa who, man, I've never heard of this name of this country at all until the other day. It's called Burkina Faso. I guess I pronounced that right. Anyway, their president came to power in 2022. What he did was he made his country an edict within his country that we are not going to be dependent upon other folks to take care of our people. So he decided that he went out into the farmland area because they have huge tracts of farmland area that they grow rice in and they grow wheat, a lot of their staple food items and stuff for their people in their country. And he found out that their production of rice and everything was okay, but it wasn't the best, and they were not using their resources and stuff to produce rice to the maximum amount that they could. So what he did was he started to bring in technical people from his own country to teach the farmers and stuff how to raise rice and raise their production of rice up as high as they could raise it up. And he did that. And within 2 years, they are now not don't have to ask outside countries to send them rice. And matter of fact, he's thinking that in the next 2 or 3 years and stuff, that they are going to be exporting rice to other African countries. So there's a bright spot there, that there is some folks and stuff and everything who have decided that, hey, we're going to stop this mess. We're going to stop letting the U.S. or whoever they are and stuff and everything determine what goes on within our country. And hopefully some other people and stuff within this country can stop determining and stuff and tell folks that you can't, if Trump can't come over there and tell us what the heck to do in our state. He cannot do that. This man thinks he is a dictator, and he is not. He cannot do that, and you need to stop him from doing that. So start doing something, people, to help to take care of yourself and your folks and stuff. Look around you, just like we talk about. Get your neighbor together, get your friends together and stuff. If they got something going on, you go out there and help them and stuff, because I'm telling you, this man, he don't care about you all. If you are poor, he don't care what you black, Hispanic, or whatever, or white. He don't care about you if you don't have any money. So you better get together. It's more of you all than there are of them.
Good word, Ed.
Stand up. That's my word. Thank you, people. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.